When they were ready, Tess knelt at the edge and tested the ladder's top rung. It shuddered but held. The reflection of her face in the water seemed like someone else's, distorted, pale. She smiled at it without warmth, then turned to Ray. 30 feet to the main levee, she said. Then another 15 to the sub. We mark every turn. Ray nodded. And if we lose the line? We don't. He gave a small laugh. You always were an optimist. Tess lowered herself into the shaft. The water met her with a cold shock that stole her breath for a second. She adjusted the regulator, exhaled, and descended slowly, the beam of her lamp slicing down through silt that drifted like snow. Ray followed a few seconds later, his bubbles rising against her shoulder. The ladder ended sooner than expected, and she dropped gently the last few feet to the rocky bottom. The passage opened ahead, a corridor of rusted rails and collapsed timbers vanishing into darkness. Her gauge glowed faint green. The pressure was steady. She clipped their guideline to a bolt near the ladder, gave it a firm tug, and moved forward. Ray took the rear, feeding the spool carefully through his gloved hand. The deeper they went, the older the world became. The walls were scarred with the marks of hand tools, long before machines had come. Water drifted with their movements, disturbed silt hanging in the beams of their lamps like smoke. Sometimes they passed old carts half buried in sediment, wheels rusted to bone, or shovels with wooden handles turned soft as pulp. Every now and then, something metallic echoed from far off, a drip or shift of rock magnified by water into a sound that felt alive. After 15 minutes, Tess stopped at a junction where the tunnel split. One branch sloped upward, the other down. She shined her lamp into each, measuring the angles, then pointed down. Ray nodded and clipped a marker on the line. At the bottom of the incline, the tunnel widened into what must have been a staging chamber. A sign, almost unreadable, hung at an angle on the wall. Sublevel 2. Keep clear. Tess hovered for a moment, studying it. We're good, she said into the comm. Her voice sounded small in the static of the line. Pressure's stable. Copy, Ray said. Visibility? 4 feet maybe. Watch the silt. They pushed forward. The air pocket above the waterline had long collapsed, leaving every inch of the sublevel submerged. As they swam, their lights caught flecks of mica in the stone, glinting like eyes. The rails below twisted and disappeared beneath debris. Half an hour passed. The tunnels narrowed, their beams pressing closer against the rock. They turned another corner, and Tess's light caught a shape